Guys, so we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. The US military, ordered by the US Commander-in-Chief, carry out a strike in international waters, destroying a Venezuela drug boat with 11 Tren de Araguay, the gang. And it seems like all 11 has been out. This was the U.S. Commander-in-Chief shared this video on his platform Truth Social, and wow, that was a big hit. That was a big hit. So once again, that wasn't a ship, that was a speedboat. All right, that's again, you guys already know a ship is something really big, and a speedboat is something small. It's like a fishing boat. All right, so it's not the same. It's not the same. If it was a ship, there would have been a different ballgame. I see a lot of people making videos saying that Venezuelan ship got hit. The Venezuelan ship didn't get hit. That would have been a whole different ballgame. It would have been breaking news like worldwide and stuff. But this one here is a speedboat. All right, so we're gonna go with some more news here, guys. Breaking news. You have the Red Dragon unveils intercontinental missile at Victory Parade. The new variant showcases upgraded range and capabilities as Vladimir and Kim Jong-un watch from guest seating. Now, guys, all these videos will be shared over on my X account, Twitter page. The link will be in the description box. I'm not going to show the video, guys, due to trademark and copyright. All right, so we're going to get to all this news here, guys. We do have some more breaking news, and boy, oh boy, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief just sent a message. And this is what he said. The big question to be answered is whether or not the president of the Red Dragon, China, will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the sleeping giant gave to the Red Dragon in order to help it to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many sleeping giant citizens have passed in the Red Dragon quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May the Red Dragon leader and the wonderful people of the Red Dragon have a great and lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the sleeping giants. Wow. We're going to get to all this news here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and a PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Guys, another way to support the channel is through Patreon. $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on this platform. And I did post a video on Patreon. Once again, $5 a month. Again, we get you access to our live stream and a lot of videos. So it says here the Red Dragon shows of military power with Vladimir and Kim watching. All right, so once again, this is a very important breaking news here. The Red Dragon massive military parade stormed through Tiananmen Square with the Red Dragon leader presiding from the reviewing stand. Now, Vladimir and Kim were seated among foreign guests as tanks, missiles, and marching troops filled the square. I believe this is the same area where you had that one guy stood in front of a tank. And a lot of people remember the tank ran over him. But that's not the case. It didn't happen. Now they are calling it the Mandela effect because a lot of people remember that the man was run over by the tank. And I think it happened in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Also, guys, we do have some more breaking news coming out. Ukraine is currently under massive drone and missile strike for at least the third time in the past 2 weeks as Vladimir meets with the Red Dragon leader and North K leader in Beijing. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go with this news first, guys. We're going to go with this news. We're going to go with this one, with the Red Dragon, and then we're going to go with Venezuela boat getting hit. They got hit, and boy, oh boy. In that boat, they had so many product. Donald sent, he put out the statement earlier today. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief took to his social media platform as the Red Dragon leader, North K leader, and the Bear leader appeared together in Beijing on Wednesday. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief accused the Red Dragon leader of conspiring against the sleeping giant as they attended the Red Dragon largest ever military parade, marking the 80th anniversary of Japan's surrender in WW2. Now remember, guys, it was a sleeping giant that made Japan surrender. May the leader of the Red Dragon and the wonderful people of the Red Dragon have a great and lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Kim as you conspire against the sleeping giant, Donald wrote on the social media as the parade was underway. Should the sleeping giant been invited? Well, again, because of the sleeping giant, they stopped Japan. Again, the sleeping giant dropped the Fat Boy in 1945 on Japan, and then they drop I forget the name of the other one, but they kind of ended the whole thing. It says here the U.S. commander accused. Okay, I read that part. Okay, we're going to skip that part too. The U.S. commander referenced the sleeping giant involvement of WW2 in his post on saying the big question to be answered is whether or not the Red Dragon leader will mention the massive amount of support and, you know what, that the sleeping giant gave to the Red Dragon in order to help it to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many sleeping giants have passed in the Red Dragon quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice, the commander wrote. It says here, Kim, the Red Dragon leader, and Putin are gathering for the military parade amid Ukrainian and Western concerns over the collaboration of three nations in bolstering Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, ongoing since February of 2022. Vladimir has sent an invitation to meet with Kim on the sidelines of the military parade, according to Putin's top foreign policy aide. Ukrainian and Western Gov have accused North K of supplying significant amounts of ammunition and troops to support the Bear War, while Kiev and its NATO backers have identified the Red Dragon and Moscow prime source of material and vital economic lifeline. All right, So once again, the U.S. commander reacts as Putin, Kim, and the Red Dragon leader appear together at the Red Dragon military parade. What are your thoughts on that one? Leave comments down below, guys. Now we're gonna go with this next breaking news. The U.S. commander on Tuesday shared unclassified video footage of the U.S. military carrying out a strike in the southern Caribbean against what he called a vessel departing from Venezuela. The U.S. commander alleged the boat, again, there you go, the boat, not a ship, the boat, was operated by the Tren Araguay, which means a train from Araguay. All right, so the TDA gang, you guys know these are the same gang that was in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, that you guys already know about the complex apartment. All right, so the gang and 11 were out in a rare U.S. military operation in the Americas. See, they knew better. They knew not to do that. They knew not. Again, you guys pack up a boat, head towards the ocean in the Caribbean, knowing that that region is packed with ships. You guys, well, again, they out. They just, again, they were not smart. Again, you can't do that no more. You can't bring those products. You got P-8A Poseidon all over the place, a nuclear sub, multiple warships. So it says here the State Department has designated the TDA, which originated in Venezuela, as a really bad organization. Tuesday's strike follows Washington's recent decision to expand its naval presence of Venezuela to counter Latin American of the gangs, though officials have not signaled any plans for a land incursion. In response, Nicholas has ordered the deployment of troops along the coast and border with Colombia and urged Venezuelans to join civilian militia. So the U.S. commander posted Tuesday, earlier this morning, on my orders, U.S. military forces conducted a kinetic strike against positively identified of the gangs in the Southcom area of responsibility. The gang is a designated foreign, organization operating under the control of Nicholas, responsible for mass, all these bad stuff here, guys, and acts of lawlessness across the sleeping giant and Western Hemisphere. Wow. Earlier this morning, on my orders, the sleeping giant military. Okay, so give me a second here. I read that part. So it says here, no sleeping giant forces were harmed in this strike. Please let this serve as notice to anybody even thinking about bringing those products into the sleeping giant. Beware. Beware. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right. Commander-in-Chief is really sending a message there. The strike occurred while the T groups were at sea in international waters, transporting the product heading to the sleeping giant. The strike resulted in 11 taken out in action. No sleeping giant forces were harmed in this strike. Once again, please let this serve as notice to anybody even thinking about bringing those stuff into the sleeping giant. Beware. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I mean, it's common sense. You don't do that. And now they're gone. They're gone. They're not here. It says here the Navy has mobilized around 4,500 troops around the Caribbean in recent weeks, with the Sleeping Giant saying it made the move to combat the drug trade out of Venezuela to the Sleeping Giant. The U.S. Commander administration has taken a number of other steps to target the flow of drugs and Nicholas himself. Early last month, the Sleeping Giant Attorney General Pam announced that the Sleeping Giant would offer a $50 million reward for info leading to Nicholas' cuff, doubling its previous bounty. Tuesday, strike appeared to be conducted by a Reaper strike drone, possibly by U.S. forces in Puerto Rico. The Navy has deployed at least 8 warships to the Caribbean. Reports last month also mentioned 3 guided missile destroyer and Iwo Jima amphibious ready group vessels among the ships already in the Eastern Caribbean or arriving there this week. Now, the Iwo Jima and its 2 landing assault ships carrying some 2,000 Marines to waters near Venezuela as part of the counter-narcotic operation targeting regional of the gangs. Alright, so a nuclear-powered fast attack submarine is also en route from its Atlantic home port in Connecticut. So you got all this stuff here. I'm just going to highlight it. All that stuff. So Bondi announced last month that Nicholas uses foreign organizations to bring the product and lawlessness into our country. The DOJ has seized over 700 million in Nicholas linked assets, including 2 jets and 9 vehicles. Nicholas is one of the world's largest, traffic world and a threat to national security. Under the U.S. Commander-in-Chief leadership, Nicholas will not escape justice and will be held accountable. Wow. The U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, speaking to reporters before boarding his plane for a diplomatic visit to Mexico and Ecuador, the U.S. commander is also going to be on offense against the gangs in the U.S. It destabilizes not just the country, but the entire Caribbean basin. The leader has been very clear that he's going to use the full power of America and the full might of the U.S. to take on and eradicate these lawlessness. No matter where they're operating from and no matter how long they've been able to act with impunity, those days are over. Nicholas said at a news conference on Monday the U.S. commander to persuade a regime change and exhausted it has failed as a policy worldwide. You cannot pretend to impose a situation in Venezuela. So what happens next? It's not immediately clear whether the U.S. will take further naval action against Venezuela. Wow. Things are looking really, really, really hot nowadays. Nation against nation is really building up. Really, really building up. Let me go back on X. Give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to see if there's any more information here. If you can, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. All right, so give me 1 second here, guys. Hmm. Um, I want to bring this one up. Power outage across Gotland, probably lightning strike. For the second time in less than 2 weeks, the entire island of Gotland is without electricity after a power outage. All 42,960 households on the island are affected. It was probably caused by a lightning strike. Mm-hmm. A second power outage in a week on the island, caught in NATO/Russia Baltic crossfire, has raised suspicion that these incidents are not accidental, especially given that the strategically important island is being materialized. Give me a second. To police and Baltic. All right, truly apologize, guys. Hmm. Okay, so it seems like I'm still looking for some more news here. And it seems like this might be all of it for tonight. So, the US commander has launched its first strike on the gang. Its first strike on the gang. First time ever. Will the gang send a message? Here's why I gotta say: lock your doors, lock your doors, and always be aware of your surroundings because these gangs are within the sleeping giant. So again, I'm not trying to spook no one, but nowadays people need to be aware of their surroundings. Yeah, I think this is all of it here, guys. Oh, I want to bring this up really quick. So Nicholas has a new phone. He has a new phone. He's showing off his new phone. Venezuelan leader thanks the Red Dragon for a new, I'm gonna skip that name, phone that Americans can't hack. Caracas, Venezuela, September 1st. Okay, blah blah blah. Impressive. I find out everything through the phone that the Red Dragon leader gave me. Look, the Red Dragon leader gave me this. A phone, the best phone in the world. And the sleeping giant can't hack it, neither their spy planes nor their satellites. Congratulations, Nicholas. Now you gave them the green light to listen to you, to track you, and to see where you live and this and that. The Red Dragon is watching you. You're being watched. You're being listened to. That's the reason why the sleeping giant got rid of Huawei. Oh, I was not supposed to say the name. That's the reason why the sleeping giant got rid of him. All right, and congratulations. The Red Dragon is now listening to everything you're saying. Okay, so it's the best phone in the world. No, it's not. And the sleeping giant can't hack. Yes, they can. It says here the Venezuelan leader comments come amid tension between the Red Dragon and the sleeping giant. Now, this company, a Red Dragon telecommunication equipment manufacturer, has faced the sleeping giant restriction due to concern that its equipment could be used for spying on user. Congratulations, Nicholas. You have a phone and they're listening to you. The tech giant has faced a blanket sleeping giant ban on access to advanced chips since 2020 and has made heavy investment in chips and chip making equipment to counter that. Some European lands, including Germany, have also passed outright bans on the use of the company gear. Mm. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. Um, it seems like this is all of it here. The bear hits Crane with massive strikes as Vladimir meets the Red Dragon leader and North K leader. Crane came under a wave of drone and missile strike, the third major strike in 2 weeks. The strike hit as Vladimir stood in the Red Dragon capital alongside the Red Dragon leader and Kim during the Red Dragon Victory Day parade. Explosions rocked cities across Crane while air defenses scrambled to respond. Hmm. Well, this is Joe, Biblical War. This is Joe, Biblical War. Lavrov says Crane talks must recognize new territory. So Lavrov said that the bear expect negotiation with Crane to continue, but insisted that new territorial realities must be recognized and formalized in legal terms. He added that a new system of security guarantees for both sides must be built into a wider Eurasian framework. Lavrov said that Crane should be guaranteed a neutral, non aligned, and non nuclear status. The U.S. commander, after his August summit with Vladimir and later meeting Zelensky, said he was very disappointed in the bear leader, noting talks has stalled. Now remember, Donald said there's going to be something in these coming days. They will again. There's going to be something to come, and this is when I tell people September to remember. Hmm. All right, guys. It seems like this is all of it here. Yeah, it seems like this is all of it here. Um, Let me take it to the USGS really quick. There's been some strong earthquake going on today. Russia is still getting hit with those aftershock. And the US West Coast is also getting hit. Alright, let's get out of here. Let me show you the National Weather Service really quick. Still hurricane season. It's too early to tell what's going on with this one here. But that thing looked like it's heading straight towards Florida. It's way too early. Alright guys, so that's where we at right now. I will keep it updated with all these world news events. Alright, so we're going to see what's going to happen tomorrow. Once again, you have the US Commander-in-Chief send a message to the Red Dragon, the Bear, and North K. Again, China, Russia, and North Korea. And we are definitely seeing another message was sent. But this time, the first time ever, Donald strikes the gangs. Send them a message out there in the Caribbean. The boat obliterated. Alright guys, this is all the information. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.